Hello everybody, and welcome back to Who Would Win in Smash? Well, if you guys are new to this series, it's been quite a while since we made a video like this. What we do is take a bunch of characters from a specific game or theme and put them all into Smash to see who would come out on top and be the best playable character for Smash. Each character is based upon a potential moveset, not obviously only what they can do in their respected game, but also what they can do in Smash as a unique moveset. Today, we are starting off Season 2 of Who Would Win in Smash with Luigi's Mansion Ghost. We picked all of the Portrait Ghost and Main Boss Ghosts from Luigi's Mansion 1 and Luigi's Mansion 3. King Boo will not be added here or any type of Boo form such as Boo Losses, but mostly just the main Ghost. We will be going through each and every character and giving the ones that we like a check and the ones that we don't think would be good in Smash an X. And then at the end, we will have a total of 4 final characters to choose from. We'll break it down to 3, then our final 2, and then finally a champion. So, if you want to predict who the winner is going to be, comment down below right now. Who do you think will win this competition? Who has the best potential and the best potential for the best moveset for Super Smash Bros? Now, without any further delay, let's get into who would be the best in Super Smash Bros. From Luigi's Mansion Ghost. We start off here with the original Luigi's Mansion, and we have Neville, which is the father. He's kind of in a rocking chair. He doesn't do much, but maybe throw some books at you, but his moveset would be entirely him rocking in a rocking chair and throwing books. And Lydia, his wife, just simply wants the window closed. She really doesn't attack with anything and doesn't do anything trying to hurt Luigi. But believe it or not, the baby, Chauncey, is the most violent. He has the ability to throw tons of rocking horses at you and also bouncing balls that hurt Luigi. And he has a powerful rattle that he can smack Luigi with, so there's his forward smash. So he has a lot of moveset potential and is a very strong adversary. The floating Whirlindas just dance around the room, and they do have kind of ghost shy guy henchmen to help them. And Shivers is just a butler with a torch, so he could like set people on fire or something. He doesn't really have many other moves outside of that. Pianissima has the ability to play music and control things around the room, so maybe that's how she fights. She plays music and hits people with either music notes, sheet music from the piano, or different musical instruments, which she can do in Luigi's Mansion. And that'd be a really cool fighter to have somebody that plays and fights with music. You could argue that Mr. Lugs could be a sort of Wario character that just eats things around the stage, but I'm not completely sure about this character. Spooky is the ghost dog who actually just wants his bone, and he could be a character since we have Duck Hunt, but once again, I think I am going to go with the third character of the set, Bogmire. Bogmire is actually one of the few real boss battles within the game, and he has lots of abilities to create shadow creatures to come attack Luigi and just warp across the stage by going into the ground and coming back up. And maybe he can even control lightning, kind of like Pikachu on the stage. So technically, this character could have a pretty cool moveset, or maybe you can make little shadow characters of the other characters on the stage, so like a Shadow Mario or Shadow Luigi, Shadow Bowser or something to help fight alongside him, kind of in the Ice Climbers sort of way. Biff Atlas is a strong heavyweight champion. He likes to lift weights and punch punching bags and do stuff in the gym. But with that in mind, he obviously would do pretty good in Smash. He's a strong character and probably could have some really strong attacks as a heavyweight. But if we move on to Miss Petunia, I really just don't understand this character at all. It's like a pig ghost or something that's in the shower, and she really doesn't do anything. She just wants to take a shower, so there's no moveset potential there. And then we have Nana, who actually uses like yarn balls and chucks them at Luigi, although it would be a pretty basic moveset to just throw yarn balls at everybody. Next up, we have Henry Bankshot. He plays pool, and I guess you could have a moveset where he just plays pool and just hits different pool balls at you. Billiards? I don't know. But next up, we have Henry and Orville. They are twin brothers that actually could be a really cool moveset once again, like the Ice Climbers that you can control together. One flies a plane, one drives a car, and maybe that could be entwined within their moveset and they just fight together like that. That'd be really cool. It's weird that the kids in this game are kind of the best and have the best moveset potential. But then you have Madame Clairvoyant, and she really doesn't even try to fight Luigi, and she doesn't really even have a moveset. She just tells Luigi what he needs to help save his brother Mario. Next up, we have Uncle Grimly. Now, he's just kind of hiding in a closet when the power goes out and just stands there and allows Luigi just to find him and catch him. He doesn't show off any type of potential. He just doesn't care enough. Then you have the Clockwork Soldiers, which could also be really cool. And once again, they could work as a big unit. We don't have a character in Smash right now that is 3 separate characters in one. That's why I think lots of people wanted Chorus Kids from Rhythm Heaven. But why not have 3 characters in one with the Clockwork Soldiers? They have their little pellet guns, or I think it's more like cork guns that they shoot out at Luigi. But then Soupy, nothing. She just kind of sleeps and you wake her up and she's sleeping on the ceiling. And she's just more creepy than it is a cool character concept. Jarvis is this weird ghost that just pops out of vases, and you have to find which vase has Jarvis inside. It's really not really a cool moveset there, but Sir Weston uses ice, so he could have like ice power-ups and stuff, but once again, I don't think he does enough to really set himself apart from somebody like Vincent Van Gogh, our last ghost from Luigi's Mansion 1 that we're going to talk about. He has the ability to paint different enemy ghosts and bring them to life. So imagine if he could actually do that with regular enemies or something and bring them to life as part of his moveset. And maybe he has to stop for a second, paint something, bring it out, and use that as his moveset, which would be really cool. And it would change up how he fights depending on who he paints. That would be so cool, and I think he has a really good potential to have a cool Smash Brothers moveset. Now we move on to Luigi's Mansion 3, and I want to start off by saying lots of these ghosts could have a really good potential in Smash Brothers because of their extensive boss moveset, and I'm going to have to be very picky. So first off, we have Stewart, and he's just a bellhop that throws luggage at Luigi. Nothing much there. Chambria is also the maid of the hotel, and she goes from room to room cleaning everything up and is just obsessed with Egad's suitcase, and once again doesn't really fight Luigi, actually tries to run away. And then you have Cruller. Cruller is the kind of mall cop of this situation. He really doesn't have a good moveset. All he does is squirt a water gun and hide from Luigi and put on different sunglasses, and that's about it. His water gun is his base moveset, and Mario already has that with Flood. Next up, we have Chef Souffle. Now, he really is just cooking in the kitchen. He can hit you with his pans and maybe some fruit, but that's really about it. Amadeus Wolfgeist, kind of the same exact thing as Melody. He can play music and also control things around the room, and as he was one of my favorite boss fights from the game, I'm still going to have to give it to Melody and just say that she's kind of already the predecessor as to what Amadeus is in the game. And then you have King McFrights, and this would actually be a pretty cool moveset because he can put on his armor and probably lose armor as he takes hits, and if he loses all of his armor, kind of like Samus in Brawl, he will turn into his ghost form and he can fight that way. A little bit weaker but quicker, but then when he has his armor, he's stronger and more of a heavyweight, and he can use his sword, and he can also ride around on his trusty steed as some of his maybe side special or side smash. Dr. Potter is really just an old man that likes to plant. He has some vicious flytrap plants and stuff like that, but for the most part, his moveset would just be lots of vines and plant stuff, which wouldn't be that cool. Director Morty literally just wants to direct a movie. He doesn't have any type of moveset potential at all unless he uses movie set props and stuff like that. And then you have the Godzilla boss. I just threw this in here. Technically, it's just some regular blue ghost underneath a costume, so technically it wouldn't even be a really good addition to Smash Brothers. So none of these really fit the criteria. Ugg has the ability to possess different dinosaur bones, and maybe that's part of his moveset. He can turn into different types of dinosaurs for different types of attacks. Clem really just sleeps on a rubber floaty and floats around and hits people with a fan. There's really nothing much to his moveset. And Serpsy has moveset potential, as she can control the sand and create figures such as Giant Fist, just kind of like Bayonetta's weave attacks. She could have a Giant Fist or different types of sand objects that she could control, and I think her moveset really could be endless with what she could create with the sand. Nikki, Lindsay, and Jenny are sisters that also have the potential to be a 3-character moveset, just like the soldiers from Luigi's Mansion 1. They could do different tricks with their hats as they're like magicians, and they can go in their hats, pull out different types of attacks and stuff, and I think that could be really cool. Captain Fishhook could also be really cool, even though it's a giant shark, and he possesses a giant ship and uses that as part of his moveset. Although a giant shark as a fighter is kind of weird. I know there's no limits right now with Sakurai, but that it is kind of a weird thing to go with. But then you got Johnny Deep End, who also already had a predecessor from the first game being Biff Atlas, which is pretty much the same character. Next up, we have DJ Phantasmagloria, and she has the ability to play the turntables and throw different discs at Luigi. Now, in reality, I would love to see her in Smash, but once again, I have to stay true to my word and being picky, and she wouldn't make the cut. Polar Kitty would make the cut. You know why? Because he has an incredible transformation ability to transform into a giant, horrible, terrifying monster cat. And I think that would be really cool as a cool transition, and maybe it's like a power meter. As they level up, the Polar Kitty turns into a giant monster cat, kind of like Joker's arson meter. But that would be really cool, and they could switch back and forth from like really quick and small to vicious and huge. And Helen Gravely doesn't really do much within this game. She kind of just controls this control room and, you know, creates all this different distractions that try to destroy Luigi. But personally, she doesn't really have anything but like a mirror she tries to hit Luigi with. It's kind of bad. So, with us marking everyone that we like and don't like, we can now choose between our final 4 ghosts that we would like to see in Super Smash Bros. I hope you guys got your predictions in, and let's move on to what the final 4 are going to be. And the final 4 will be Bogmire, Vincent Van Gogh, King McFrights, and Cersei. The first one to leave is going to be Bogmire. I think Bogmire would be really cool to have different shadows of the different characters, but unfortunately, his actual moveset is just shadow versions of himself, so I don't know if that would actually be possible, and I don't even know what they would do. Would you just play as that character? Would you copy and paste that character? I really don't know, and I really don't know if they would work as like a computer-generated character to play alongside of you, and I don't know how fair that would be and how realistic it would be compared to everybody else here on the list. Coming in third place, we have King McFrights. King McFright is pretty cool, and the concept of him losing his armor and becoming lighter and kind of a Samus, Zero Suit Samus transition like from Brawl would be really cool. But I just think in comparison to the other two, they don't have anything super unique that could really change the tide of battle and do some cool moveset potential with what they can do in their respective games. And the winner of the Luigi's Mansion edition of Who Would Win in Smash with the Portrait Ghost is Vincent Van Gogh. Simply creating paintings and having them come to life could be an awesome moveset in Smash. To be able to hurry up and draw down a character or some type of projectile to aid you in battle, or to even throw something at your opponent, would be really cool. To pull out his easel and sketch something real quick and then for it to come alive and start attacking your opponent for you would be really cool. And it could even be part of his Smash attacks and specials as well. I think that whole painting mechanic is something that's definitely different for Smash Brothers, and that's what I look for somebody to win who would win in Smash. But now, I want to hear your guys' opinion. Who do you think should have won? Did you have somebody else in mind, and did you predict that this character would win? Let me know in the comments down below, because I'm very curious to hear what your thought process was. Now, obviously, this doesn't mean that this is the most powerful and the best character in Luigi's Mansion. It was just something that I was thinking about moveset potential-wise that would be really cool to see in Smash compared to the rest. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, and if you liked today's video, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all things Nintendo and more Who Would Win in Smash is coming in the future. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and like always, I'll see you in the next one. See ya, guys.